Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om Dhyayamo Dhavalavakuntanavidim Tejomayam Nashtikim Nigdhapanga Vilokinim Bhagavatim Mandatvita Srimukhim Valsalyamritavarshinim Samaduram Sankirtanalapinim Shamangi Madhatikta Suktim Amritanandatmikamisharim Om Amritageetananda Namaha Om Gum Gurubhyo Namaha Om Gam Ganapati Namaha Mahasaraswati Namaha Om. My infinite prostrations at the lotus feet of my Sadguru Sri Mata Amritanandamayi Devi. My pranams to all Amma's beloved children, especially Amma's Ayudh children, Amma's college students, school students, and above all, the children of my old classmates, in 1973 batch classmates, their children also. Today's topic is, Amma, some time back, she had asked one question: is it possible to have a Rama Rajya in this modern times? Now we see in our country, here in our country, we see that there's a lot of confusion, a lot of chaos, etc., a lot of competition, etc. So we want, the Amma asked whether is it possible to convert our country into a Rama Rajya. A Rama Rajya represents a country, a place where it is everybody is happy. All people, all citizens are happy. The ruler is absolutely very, very good ruler, very just king who loves the people, who does everything for the people, and the people in return, they love the king and they obey the king and they do their duties as citizens, dutiful citizens. Is this possible? Is the question. Now the answer is, how do we bring about a Rama Rajya in this country? Rama Rajya means one who when I'm in Rama Rajya, I accept everybody as my family. The Rama Rajya is a vast empire where it was almost like one family. So how is this possible? You can see that when we see what is common in each one of us, at the physical level and at the mental level, we are all different. We individuals are different. But is there anything which is common in every one of us? That is the question. So when we look, we are not looking deep enough. Our sense organs are very limited. They convey only very limited, incomplete knowledge. Therefore, we are trained to look deep within. I'll give you a very good example. A sage was sitting on the banks of a river and meditating. The water was very calm. He could see big fishes swimming on the surface of the river. Suddenly, an eagle swooped down and caught a fish, and then it carried the fish away. The sage thought for a moment. The eagle was able to catch the fish because the fish was swimming on the surface of the water. If the fish had been swimming in deep waters, certainly the eagle would not have been able to catch the fish. So this much you should understand. What we meant to convey with this example is, when we are watching only the surface, nowadays, unfortunately, if you say, because of our mobile phone, we are not able to know what is right in front of us. We are miles away. So, suppose after the talk is over, if he asks us, what did you see in front of you, he will not be able to say. So that our mobile phones have made us a little bit absent-minded. We are not able to be in the present moment, what is around us. So therefore, we can see a few examples who looked really deep inside. Number one example is our Siddhartha, who later became Buddha. Siddhartha was a very handsome prince, not only handsome, he was very strong, he was skillful in all the weapons, very, very good musician, he lacked nothing, he was good in everything. One day he was, you know the story very well, when his friend and they were walking around the street, he happened to see an old man, and he asked why is this person looking at this? So he was told that one day everybody will become old. Then he saw a very sick man. So he was told that everybody can fall sick. I also can become sick? Yes, you also can become sick. Then he saw a corpse being carried to the graveyard. So he said, what happened? That man is dead. What do you mean by dead? So the friend said, everybody dies. So we know the story very well. So he looked deep enough and he said that all these are impermanent by nature. So he started inquiring. So he said, I must find out what is the cause of all these sorrow, all these problems. So we can see there are problems everywhere now. Everybody seems to be unhappy. Everybody seems to be not satisfied with whatever they have. How much they have, they're not satisfied. So this is one story, one incident, how Buddha looked deep into things. We also have seen many old men. We also have seen many sick men. We also have seen many corpses being taken to the graveyard. But we never bothered to ask why this happened. Can you understand why we meant by looking deep into things? One more example I will give you is of Ramana Maharshi. All of us know who Ramana Maharshi is. So when he was 10 or 12 years old, his uncle died. Uncle passed away, and he was very frightened. So he went to his room and he closed the doors and all windows, and he sat down and he started imagining what is death. So let me see how a dead man will look like. He lay down on the floor quietly without moving. Then he thought, dead men do not breathe. So he breathed out the air completely, and then he lay very still. And in that flash, in that moment, he realized that the death is only for the body. I am not the body. I am that Atma in the body. I am the soul. There is no death for me. He also looked deep inside, and he was able to gain infinite joy. So 2 examples I have given. Now you will start thinking that Swamiji is talking about sannyasis. He wants to make us into sannyasis. No. Now I will give another 2 examples. Third example is, a young boy was sitting in a garden, in an orchard, an apple orchard. And when he was sitting there, an apple fell on his head. We know who the person is. It is Isaac Newton. So when the apple fell on his head, he started thinking. First he was a little irritated. He rubbed his head. Then he started thinking, why does everything fall down? Why does nothing goes up? So that thought went on in his mind again and again and again and again. It was his mantra. We say Om Amritageetananda Namaha, we say Om Namah Shivaya, or Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Sri Krishna Namaha. We chant different mantras. But that became his mantra. Why does everything fall down? Why does everything fall down? This became his mantra. He went on thinking and thinking. Finally, he got the answer. He looked deep into himself. He looked deep into things and he got the answer. That is Isaac Newton. And my friends of 1973 batch, my friends, if you remember, in our standard 6th or 5th or one of the classes, we remember in our English textbook, I still remember a very beautiful incident of James Watt, W-A-T-T, James Watt. He was a boy, he was 12 years boy. He was sitting in front of a pot, and he was boiling boiling water. He was preparing tea. It had a lid also. So after some time, when the water starts boiling, the lids began to shake, and there was a noise. So he observed that. He observed that, and he understood that steam is very powerful. It can be used for some means for serving man. And it was he who discovered and invented the steam engine that was later developed into our railway engines by George Stephenson. So look at this now. Looking deep into things, we also have sat in front of the pots, boiling, waiting for the water to boil, but we never thought the steam is powerful. So these are examples where they are in a different level of maturity. So they are able to look deep into things, and these are the youngsters who are useful, who are beneficial to the world. So this is what we meant to say. Let us always look deep into things, and let us do everything with proper understanding. Now we can see now there are people who make the fun of our rituals, our pujas, for the Hindus. Now look, if they are making fun of our pujas. Now let me give an example. On the August 15th or Republic Day, we can see thousands of the defense personnel, the police army, and etc. We ourselves NCC cadets. So we look at our national flag and we salute. So that national flag is only a piece of cloth, but when they stand to attention, then they salute a lot of respect. But it should not be done mechanically. So many years they have saluted the national flag, but why do you just respect a piece of cloth? It is not just a piece of cloth. If you ask a Christian, why do you worship the cross? The cross was used to torture Jesus Christ. Why do you worship? He will blink. The answer is, when I see the cross, I remember the sacrifice of Jesus Christ. So the cross is meant to remind me of something which is a very, very, very noble divine quality. In the same way, when I see the saffron color, that is the color of fire, the knowledge. The color of the fire, it represents knowledge and sacrifice. The white color, it represents honesty, purity. And the green color, it represents brotherhood, fraternity. So I remember these great qualities and the dharma chakra, this dharma. So when I salute, I am remembering those qualities, and I must also see that these divine qualities, these noble qualities are entering into me, whether I am changing for the better. Then only this salute is complete. Otherwise, year after year, I will salute the flag, but I never change. The very purpose of saluting becomes mechanical, then it becomes superstition. In the same way, when we do the pujas also, we know it is symbolic. Why we do the puja, that should be properly known. And then when we do the puja with proper understanding, then we are certainly benefited. Our mind is purified, we get the punya, and we are totally transformed. So again, let us look deep into things. Say, for example, I am not happy. So why am I not happy? I am not happy because I think that my neighbor, I have only just one example. I don't have any money. I'm a sannyasi. I don't have money. Just an example. A person is sitting, he has 100 crores. He has 100 crores. He is not happy. So he is not happy because the neighbor has 200 crores. So how do you look deep into things? You go to the person who has 200 crores and ask him, are you happy? His answer will be no, because he will say, the other person has 300 crores. And go to that person who has 300 crores, his answer will be same. They will say, no, I'm not happy because other person has 500 crores. And therefore, if the people have money and therefore I feel sad that I don't have money, so how do you look deep into things? Looking deep into things is, if you have money, are you happy? My essential nature, and ultimately everyone has found is absolute happiness. That is not there. You can see that. So a story I will tell you. A king and his minister, They were walking in the village early morning, and they saw a farmer was sitting in front of his house, and he was happily singing. The king became very jealous, and he asked, I have so much money, but still I am very happy. I am always uneasy. I am always troubled by what will happen next. I'm always alert. My mind is never at ease. But look at that farmer. He has nothing, but he is so happy. How is that? The minister told the king, Oh, Your Majesty, he is not yet a member of the 99 club. So the king said, what is that? What does it mean? The minister said, Oh, Your Majesty, you give me a bag with gold coins, 99 gold coins. You please give me a bag filled with 99 gold coins. The king gave him the bag. The next day, early morning, the minister went to this farmer's house quietly, and he placed the bag in front of the farmer's house, and he went away quietly. When the farmer came out, he saw this bag. He was surprised. When he saw it was gold coins, he was very happy. So he started counting. He counted, and finally he saw that there was only 99. He thought, no, I think I made a mistake. Let me count again. Again he counted, it was 99. Now he became very agitated. He called his wife. He said, wife, please count. She also counted, it was 99. He called his son, and the son also counted 99. Now he became very angry. He is that person who brought this bag is the idiot. He doesn't know how to count. So there are 99 gold coins in front of him, and he is angry because there are no 100. The one coin is missing. This is the nature of the human mind. It always wants more and more and more and more. So therefore, the problem is, I can give you many examples. Two neighbors. One person has a cow, fat cow, very healthy cow, white color with shapely horns. And the neighbor has a cow which is dark brown in color with the shapeless horns, thin and shapeless horns. The cows have no problems. The problems are for the owners. The owner of the white cow thinks, look at my cow. My cow is so beautiful. Look at his cow. It is very, very ugly. And the other owner is also jealous of his neighbor. So the cows have no problems. The owners of the cows have the problems. Now the two neighbors, Sebastian and Johnson, both of them have dogs. So they took the dogs for a dog show. So Johnson's dog won the first prize, and Sebastian's dog did not get any prize. Johnson was very excited, very happy. He was jumping with joy. The poor dog did not understand, why is my master so excited? And Sebastian was very, very angry, and his dog started thinking, why is my master so upset? The dogs have no problems. The owners of the dogs have the problems. Therefore, let us understand, when we look deep into things, you say, in this creation, there are countless species of beings, beginning from human beings right to the smallest bacteria, etc. We can see that except human beings, all other beings have only one growth, the physical growth. The largest animal called the elephant, it grows to maybe 10 tons or 10 tons and maybe 15 feet, etc. We don't know the world record. Or the tree, redwood tree, it grows to the height of 500 feet. So once the rest of the creation, the birds, the animals, insects, reptiles, trees, etc., they have only one growth, the physical growth. Whereas the human being, he has not only the physical growth, once his physical growth is achieved the maximum, maybe 6.5 feet, etc., the world record in the Guinness Book of World Records, the record is the tallest man is 11 feet. So that is the world record. So the human being, even after achieving the maximum physical growth, still he wants to grow because he wants to grow mentally. He wants to. He has something called mine, mama, I, and mine. So that is very, very difficult to attain. Who can help me achieve the maximum? In psychology, there is no answer. If you ask what is the state of mind which has attained the maximum growth from which no more growth is possible? What is that state of mind? A mind which has attained the maximum growth from which no more growth is possible. Psychology has no answer. We come to our Shastras, the Veda Shastras. Isha Upanishad says, Yasmin sarvani bhutani atma eva abhujvijnataha tatra koma kashokaha ekatum anupashataha. It says that a person who sees himself in all beings and all beings in himself, when we go deep into ourselves, we see that we are not this body or the mind. We see ourselves as Chaitanyam, and when we attain that, when we are able to know that, then we can say we have attained the maximum growth. When I see myself everywhere, that is the maximum growth. There is no second thing for me. That is what we call as the state of Brahma. Now, one very important point for Amma's devotees, Amma's children, devotees' children, let us look deep into ourselves. We always chant Asatoma Sadgamaya. So the meaning is, I am the unreal Asatoma and Amma is the real Sadgamaya. So does it really happen? In Amma's presence, do I completely forget myself and I think only of Amma? That is what we call as Asatoma Sadgamaya. So if you're not careful, even in Amma's presence, I unconsciously maintain my individuality. So that is what we mean by not looking deep into ourselves. We look at the Amma's bhajan. Sarveshiyodu layachu nadannu njan. So she says that I merged completely into the Divine Mother. So the looking deeply into myself is in Amma's presence. Usually, when in festival, the purpose of festival is one of the purpose of festival is we come together and we completely lose our individuality. You can see, especially in Shabarimala, when you go there, you can see Swami Tindagatom, Ayyappa Tindagatom. What happened there? My manager for 30 years back, my manager and myself, we were dancing together, forgetting that he is my manager and the superior inferior is forgotten. The DGP of police and the constable were dancing together. Therefore, we forget all our differences. We have to understand God created variety. Variety is beautiful. The creation is beautiful because of its variety. Look at the sky. Sky blue is different from the blueness of the ocean. The blueness of the ocean is different from the blueness of the mountain. So sky blue, ocean blue, mountain blue, so many blues. That variety is the beauty, the variety, the beauty of creation lies in its variety. God created variety, different kinds of human beings. Man created differences. So I am different from you, he is so different from you, and based on language, based on caste and community and nationality, we get a lot of differences. Whether it is, of course, at the mental level, we have to, unfortunately, we have to maintain that the differences. But at the same time, as Amma's children, we also should remember that in reality, every living being in this world is the same in deep within. That is why the Mahatmas are called Paramahamsa. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. We have heard that. So what is the meaning of Paramahamsa? The Hamsa, it has a very, Hamsa means a swan. A swan has a very rare ability. You mix water with milk and keep it in front of a swan. If you keep it in front of me, I cannot do anything. I will drink the water is mixed, I cannot do anything. I will just drink both the water and milk. Whereas if you keep the milk mixed with water in front of a swan, the swan will immerse its beak into the pot and it will suck out only the milk. This is the rare ability of the swan. It can separate the milk from the water. That is why Hamsa means, when the Paramahamsa means he is called a swan, because he looks at all living beings, so many different varieties, human beings, the birds, animals, so many different beautiful creatures are there. But he is able to see, is able to separate and take that essence, that Chaitanyam, that life principle from every living being, and he knows that even though externally they are all different, internally they are all one Chaitanyam that has come from the Supreme Being. So, in his Ramcharitamanas, Tulsidas says, Jada Chaitanya Guna Doshamaya Vishwakini Karitar Sant Hams Guna Kahihipaya Parihari Bari Bikar. He says that this universe is Jada Chaitanya. There is the mixed with inert and sentient objects. Guna dosha and the positive and negative qualities, they are mixed together. But Jada Chaitanya Guna doshamaya Vishwakeni Karitar. The entire universe is mixed with the sentient and inert objects, the beings, and also with positive qualities and negative qualities. But Sant Hams Guna Gahipaya, the Sant Mahatma, the great Mahatmas, they are like the swan. Sant Hams Guna Gahipaya Parihari Bari Bikari. He like the swan takes out only the milk. The Mahatma takes out, even though he also sees differences like all of us. He knows internally we are all one. That's the great thing we had to understand about Amma. You can see that when we first came to the ashram, we have elder Swamijis have told us how Amma used to hug the leper, Datan, and she used to lick her wounds. In the beginning, I did not believe, but I myself saw this very rare spectacle. So how can she do that? So that is because she does not see the mere external form. She sees the internal, the Chaitanyam also within that person. And the Datan comes from a respectable family. But when his own parents found out that he is suffering from an incurable disease, he was asked to leave the house. And he was begging in the streets. Nobody would allow him into the hotel. They would keep the food outside the hotel and ask him to eat. But then Amma welcomed him as her own son. Now all the wounds are healed. And he has learned basket making. He is able to maintain himself. That is why we call Amma Vishyamata. And look at Amma Darshan also. This last point I will mention. In Mysore it happened. The one Ayurvedic doctor, his name is Muhammad Qasim. So what is the point? Looking deep and understanding instead of looking only the surface. He came there and when we gave him token, he said he didn't want token. He was sitting and watching Amma the whole night. In the morning, he said, I am an Ayurvedic doctor. This is something which a human being cannot do. If a person goes on lifting, have you observed? Amma lifts only her right hand. This is what we call looking deep. We are just looking at Amma, but we fail to notice that she lifts only her left hand. How many thousands? 5,000, 10,000, 15,000, 20,000. On Amma's 50th birthday, on her birthdays, she sings for 24 hours for 20,000, 30,000 devotees, lifting only the right hand. She said, this is a divine being, because if a person goes on lifting the right hand, the hand will fall from the socket. This is what the Ayurveda doctor said, so that we can understand what we are trying to tell our youngsters, children. We are not trying to make you sannyasis or brahmacharis. We are trying to make you understand. Amma says, there is children, there is infinite power within you. There is infinite power within you. Even the most brilliant genius, he is able to manifest only a small, the very fraction of the infinite energy which is lying dormant in him. We are like maybe 40 volts or 60 volts bulb. A brilliant genius, like the Einstein, etc. Einstein, he may be 1000 bulbs. But Amma says, there is still infinite power within you. When we chant our mantras, when we chant the divine mantras, we choose any god, choose any deity. If you are a devotee of Shiva, you ask the Shiva mantra. If you are a devotee of Ayyappa, she will give you Ayyappa mantra, or Guru Ayyappa, or Chotandikar Bhagavati, or what you can be a devotee Tirupati Appan, Palani. So she will give that mantra. So if you go on chanting the mantra which she has given you, that infinite power comes out within you. That is the experience of every one of us. So my humble pranams to all of you. My request is those who have not still met Amma, please come and have Amma's darshan and get her blessings and get a mantra also from her. So that mantra will help you bring out the infinite power within you, infinite peace and joy within you, that we can share with others. And in this way, we can create a Rama Rajya in the present day also. Rama Rajya means a place where everybody is happy, everybody is peaceful, joyful, and everybody listens to elders, and they live as one universal family. Let us pray to the God Almighty to bless us all with this pure mind, selfless mind, compassionate mind, who knows more to give than taking, because real Amma taught us that real joy lies in giving and not in taking. Let us pray to the God Almighty to protect us. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sri Guru Bhyo Namah Hari Om.